All right, welcome to another episode of On the King's Dime. It is Tuesday afternoon, evening. We are live. Say g'day, peeps. Come down and say g'day on the King's Dime Facebook page. Like, share, and subscribe. You can also find our audio on YouTube, and you can find us on iTunes if you want to queue us up later to listen. We will bring you a wrap-up of a pretty terrible game against Adelaide at home. Was north of the state, so I didn't actually get a chance to watch this game live, which was good. I ended up watching at the Savo, which was, a blood-boiling rage. It was hard to sort of watch that game. Knowing the result even made it even worse as well.
Yeah, it did, because I wasn't able to watch it live either. But knowing the result, I kind of was interested to see what was so bad.
So be.
And it was just such a combination of nothing. It was some lackadaisical ball handling. It was some, ability of their bigs to spread the floor effectively.
Yep.
And shoot the three ball. And it really, Bogut was just left in no man's land. And to be honest, he facilitated quite well. I mean, he gets cuts and so forth, but they also shot extremely well.
Yeah, they shot fantastically well. I've got the full box score in front of me, but we'll go through some of the team stats a little bit later. The start felt like a good start. The first quarter, we looked like we came out pretty strong. I think the first couple of possessions were bricks. I think there was a turnover in there.
2 turnovers in the first 3 minutes.
And then David Ware hit a few shots, and you just thought, oh, David Ware gets going. Usually we have a good day. There was a couple of broken plays where Bogut was facilitating at the elbow. It wasn't the worst start. I think we shot 72%, so 8 of 11, and all of those came in the paint. So we were getting to the paint at will. It was looking good. 2 of 6 from 3. Adelaide had 7 of 14, so they shot 50%, and then 2 of 4 from 3. And I think they only ended up taking 14 threes on the night. I think it was 7 of 14.
It was a much more subdued, but it just seemed like they're everywhere in the paint and just overwhelming and exploiting smaller guards. And
so they shot 6 of 11 from mid-range. Right, in that first quarter, and it was an even quarter. But it wasn't until the second quarter where you started to see Froling come off the bench, and he was causing problems. And then you saw pretty much Daniel Johnson, and then Sobey was getting room in there to work. And then Wiley, of course, always is a dangerous man.
He's been a very dangerous man of late, the old Jacob Wiley. Very explosive, athletic.
Yeah.
I think that Kickett just gets exploited when he's on Kickett. It's just too fast, too heavy, and gives them, that kind of springing offense. And early on, got to shots at will, shot very well, got to paint areas. Their free throw, they got to the line effectively and just took their chances at the line as well, which, we can't say the same.
No,
whether that's the calls that we get, I mean, we shot well 88%, but were we getting the volume of calls? Maybe some bad refereeing in that respect.
Well, I think we'll go on a bit of a ref rant a little bit later.
Yes, we'll leave that for a minute. But
there are a few things in this game in general, but
that wouldn't have won us the game.
No,
but we'll get back to it.
It's worth, I think, every game to sort of just really kind of go in depth on. Again, I don't think the level that these refs are at is high enough for this team. And I've watched a few of the other games too, and it's similar in some of these other games where I don't think they're good enough, man. It's just they've got to elevate their level. They've got to start calling games a little bit better.
It seems to me that sometimes they let the run of play get really physical, and then all of a sudden they'll just call someone. And you're like, well, no, that's happened down the floor. And even Sydney, will get a slap against them, and then they run down the floor and slap someone, and they get the call. And then Adelaide will get a dodgy call 2 minutes later. And it's just like, just
2 days later.
Some consistency. But let's get back to that.
We'll go into that a little bit later on. It was mainly in that second quarter where Adelaide, pretty much they had 8 of 10 in the paint. So they were 1 of 3 in the paint in the first quarter, and then 8 of 10 in the paint in the second quarter. It was Froling came into it, and suddenly the triangle of that three sort of close to the basket, Froling, and then if you look at DJ and even Conga was playing pretty well, and then if Wiley catches the ball with a lane to the hoop from about 8 feet, it's like he's going to dunk the ball
Yes, he will.
off of 2 steps. He's almost unstoppable. And I think he dunked on Bogut, I think twice. If you look at Bogut, he had 2 blocks in this game. But it just became a sort of, all we need to do is handle the ball up high, run action from about 7 feet from the basket with these three bigs, and all three of them had a clear lane to the hoop. Like we don't have the roster versatility really to deal with 3 guys that all 3 of them could shoot the 3 ball and spread the floor. Wiley was even hitting a couple of threes really early. Suddenly, our 3 guys our 3 defenders turn into, well, one of the guys is going to be undersized at the small forward.
Yeah.
One of the other guys is and the other guy's a premier shot blocker. So you can't have those 3 guys defending all aspects because it doesn't work. One of those things is going to fall over. Like you can't have Bogut come out of the perimeter because they're going to get inside. You can't have David Ware out of the perimeter because they're going to blow by him and someone else is going to be free and they're going to dish off at the rim. And then if you look at our small forward position, Newley, is not the greatest perimeter defender, but at the same time, his perimeter defense is better than his inside defense.
Yes.
So it's, that's where we go to Bowen. And then you bring Bowen into that, and he didn't play all that well defensively in this game. Offensively, he gave us a little bit of a spark, but you look at his minus 25 on the night. He copped a bit of a hiding. It still wasn't. It didn't make me hang my head and go, oh no, like Bowen didn't play well. Like he still played quite well. It's just things that fires he was trying to put out, he was getting burnt by, I think was what was more to do with that. And it was mainly basically trying to help out the 2 bigs, which were getting cooked. Like if you look here, so 1 of 3 in the paint in the first quarter, and then you've got 8 of 10 in the paint, 8 of 10 in the paint, 8 of 10 in the paint, and then 8 of 10 in the paint again. Like, so for 3 quarters, they shot 24 of 30. Yeah. Like, following their 1 of 3 in the first quarter. So, that's where, like, you're not looking at Bowen and going, well, that's disappointing, Bowen. You couldn't help these guys. Or, you're looking mainly at Kickett and Ware and even Turner coming off the bench. Obviously, we should talk about him. And the kind of impact he had was...
negligible.
Almost nil.
It's just almost like, just give Pinot the minutes. If we're going to have...
I think
he's an offensive player, and the fact is he's known for his offense. He's a 6'9" center,
but defensively, it's the same thing.
We don't need someone to plug into Bogut's minutes and give us a supercharged offense. We need someone to plug in his minutes and plug gaps.
Yeah, defensively, we need a shot blocker, a rim protector,
and this is where we wanted to see Danga Kuth. We wanted change in direction. We wanted guys to figure out that no, they can't drive to the basket and just have their way.
Or you just at least try a 1-for-1 style.
Yeah.
Feels like Bogut goes off the floor and teams know, just get inside, boys. Let's try it. At least
paint scoring was just
we'll try it.
High, yeah.
So what were their points in the paint? We had 40. They had 60.
There's
chance
the game.
points.
There's the game. I mean,
22.
you can also talk about O-board. O-boards were terrible.
Yeah. So
17-7.
So in rebounds in general, I think they were 43 to 18. But I knew that
that's high percentage shooting as well. That
of
will
course
reduce
there's that. And I knew that going into the game, but then watching it, I didn't feel like they destroyed us on the glass. Like I felt like some of their offensive boards were timely and annoying, but not relentlessly hurting us. Like it wasn't like I sat there going, wow, we just got destroyed on the glass. I sat there and went, oh, it wasn't as bad as really you look at the box score and look at the numbers. It just seems like when Bogut goes off the floor, there's no team rebounding or, we don't have Bogut here, so let's work out a scheme. You box that guy out. I'll try and grab boards. You come short and box another guy out, and we'll do it by committee. It just seems to be like, did you get him? No, I didn't. Well, I didn't get him.
Yeah.
But did you get him? No, I didn't. Oh, they've just put it back in. Oh, I don't know, guys. Sorry. Like, we'll work on that. Which is, it's painful to watch because this team has been quite good defensively. And if you look at Bogut's numbers in general, like, they're great numbers, but sometimes it leaves you just going, okay, like, all right, he's shot blocking at 3 a game. That's fantastic. But sometimes other things just, you scratch your head and go, Okay. But nobody wants to help out? Like,
Probably
what?
Bogut's poorest outing, to be completely honest with you, from every aspect. Fouled out of the game. 2 rebounds.
And early too, like really early in the fourth quarter. Which, if we get into the ref rant, I suppose we can go into the ref rant now.
Yeah.
That foul was on Bowen. Bowen fouled Wiley, and Bogut turned around and started to walk back, and they called it on Bogut, and Bogut went, no, it wasn't on me. Like, what Bowen, like, I wasn't even standing, he wasn't even standing near that plate. No. Like, that was weird. Like, obviously, we'll start the ref ranting with, they were missing a few calls early on, which I thought, there was one where Sobey put his arm up and just smacked the ball out, and they called, like, it wasn't off Sobey. And then Gaze went, like, well, why didn't you go and check if one of you didn't think, like, if one of you didn't think that was off him, why didn't you go and check? He's like, oh, well, we just made a decision. And you're just like, it's a professional league.
Yeah,
like,
that's what you have.
What? Oh, and then obviously into the second half, we had that sort of scuffle early on in the second half. Drimmich, I think he went through on Randall. Randall fouled him. Then that foul was called on Bogut as well. And I'm like, no, he fouled on the floor by Randall, and they called it on Bogut. And then obviously he had that unsportsmanlike where it looked like Drimmich threw elbows twice. Like he threw one like that, threw another one, and then threw like a downward get your hands off me. And it seemed like Bogut got caught up in that. Like, I didn't see that as Bogut clearly fouled the guy or dangerous foul, incited that. Like, he kind of caught him over the top. It wasn't like...
It was just a bit of a tangle. There was no...
It was a tangle. Like, it wasn't... And then Drimmich legitimately threw elbows. And I was like... There's none of that. Like, what the hell? And then...
Man, that was sacred on the weekend. Protected species, the old Adelaide were.
Well, it panned back to their coach going, but Bogut threw elbows. And I'm going, no, did you watch the replay? Like, Drimmich threw 3 elbows. Bogut threw, like, an arm like that. That's not throwing elbows. And they staunched up a little bit. And I think it ended up being an unsportsmanlike for Bogut and then an unsportsmanlike for Drimmich. Which, to me, I don't... Like, the other one we had... I don't think Bogut really did anything there. Like, no. He kind of just said, don't throw elbows at me. Like, that's probably, and then if in the ensuing tangle things happen, like, you can't look at that and go, well, you were clearly inciting that. Like, he threw elbows at him, man. Like,
it's just, NBL refs are like the amateur hour guys on. They seem like they're getting their rocks off calling tough calls. I've made a tough call. It seems like they just want to punch forward for that offensive because that seems like that's the thing to do. And they get a little bit into themselves, I think. And, you can hear Gazy talking on the sideline. And Gazy's quite tempoed about it. He's quite well spoken with it. He's not blowing up. He's just asking the question. They're just like, no, I'm not answering that. No, I'm not answering. It's just like, this is a product, right? You're making this product by these terrible calls and not going to the bench. Yeah. Like NBA, if like, ooh, we don't know. All right, let's go straight away. Straight there. We're going to make the right call. And they make the right call and they're like, all right, fair enough. But this, they're just like, no, we just make calls.
Yeah, our call stands. And it's like, yeah, but you made the wrong call, man. Like, what the hell? Like, but the problem is they're mic'd up. The NBA refs aren't mic'd up. And you hear everything the NBL refs say. Yeah. So if I was a ref mic'd up, I would not be trying to explain things to people. Like, in a way, it's a double-edged sword where these guys have to kind of make these decisions on the court. But then again, it comes out and it exposes their level as a referee. Because there was another one sort of later on where Kickett went to get I think it was Froling may have laid the ball in or dunked, and Kickett sort of went up high to grab the board and go and like inbound it, and Froling stood up into his grabbing the board, so his head kind of went through, and Froling did like this full on like shove off, and Kickett's like, yeah, that's, you just shoved the guy, like you're gonna call a foul for that, and the ref sort of goes, oh, he was just upset because you kind of grabbed him around your head, there was nothing in that, and it's like, he shoved the guy, like, what? That doesn't make sense at all. Yeah. And if you didn't hear the ref saying that, you'd probably just go, oh, well, like, nobody likes a guy putting their arms around a guy's head. Yeah. And he just went like that. He gave him some of that. And you go, okay, fair enough. But then to have the ref go, oh, I didn't think there was anything in that. I saw the contact, but there was nothing in it. And it's like, they shouldn't, like, it just doesn't work.
They shouldn't
man.
be mic'd up. That's the first thing. I don't
think they should either.
Yeah, I don't really care what the refs have to say. I just want them to make the right call. And I don't want them to feel like they have to justify every call. But I also want them to explain to the coaches why they're making that call. And if we don't get to hear that, then that may change the way the game's reffed. Because the coach is like, well, no, that doesn't make sense. And maybe they get better. But it doesn't seem like... It seems like the level of NBL has outsmarted the level of refereeing. That's just... And the female ref, I don't know her name. Oh, she's terrible. There's
more at stake.
You know what? I'm all for gender inclusive, and it's great that she's a referee, but she makes some bad calls on both sides of the fence. It's not just Sydney. It's the other side as well. You're like, no, that wasn't a foul.
Because it's the nuggety guy, the bald nuggety guy.
Yeah.
That seems to be like, I'm Mr. Champ that gives the calls. I think it was a different ref crew on this occasion, but Adnan went to the hoop and got like smashed like out of the air.
Yeah, but he always does.
And Kicker like blew up deluxe. Like, are you like, what the hell was that? Like, it's a foul. Like, and then you got a tech for it like straight away. And you're just thinking, man, like, can't you let these guys complain? Like, yeah, okay, you missed the call, but like, let the guy complain at least and just
say, hey, chill there.
All right, relax. But the other thing too, again, like Bowen, another soft foul where you're just like, that's not a foul. Like, stop it. And then he grabbed this awesome rebound, and no, it was a block. Like, he blocked. I think it was Majok Deng. Ripped the ball away, had the ball, and was about to sort of like take the ball and hold it up. And Majok Jing just like shoved him out of bounds, and they called a jump ball. And he's like, didn't you see the guy just shove me out? Like, that's a foul? Like, I stole the ball and the guy shoved me. Like, it's not a jump ball. Like, what the hell are you doing? It just... Poor old Bowen, man. He can't catch a trick at all with the fouls. Like...
Just, it seems like they're just like, yeah, you're here for a year. We're just going to call nothing on you.
And even Adelaide's coach later in the game, obviously, we'll even it out with the slightest little bit of balance. Yeah. Adelaide coach at the end goes, so that ref made that call. Like, what the hell happened? And the other ref goes, oh, I don't know. I was over here. And he was just like, oh, don't mic these guys up. Stop miking these guys up.
Stop miking these Muppets up.
So anyway, we went into the half. I think we were down about 8 at the half time. It was 54-47. Kicker had just hit a few free throws towards the end. Then there was that scuffle, obviously, the Drimich and Bogut scuffle. I thought, watching it back, and seeing what happened, I thought... that was a spark to get them going. And it feels like the Kings this season, when you want show us a mad dog performance, they just get foul. And you're just like, no wonder we don't get the mad dog performance. When other teams seem to like, oh, this is a real mad dog performance. There's no fouling. There's no and you just seem to think like, we can't get really physical because the fouls start coming. Like, what the hell? I feel like that.
Turner fouled out in 7 minutes. In 15 minutes, Kicker had 4 fouls.
Yeah.
Brand had 3. Newley had 3. Like, just...
And in that, obviously, in that third quarter, they were in the bonus, I think, with 6 minutes to go. So essentially, they shot 8 of 15, so 53%, and then 1 of 4 from 3. 9 of 19 from the field. 8 of 10 in the paint, plus 11 of 13 from the free throw line. They just basically were gifted maybe 6 out of those 11 points were because they were in the bonus and there was a foul at one end. Yeah. And part of it is we've got to learn to defend a little bit better. But at the same time, I really feel like they weren't refereeing that game properly. And a couple of things happened where dodgy Bogut fouls out of nothing, and there was that Drimich technical, and that sort of escalated the foul count. And then... Bogut ended up fouling out, and the foul wasn't even on him. It was on Bowen, and they just muffed it. And that's a bad
call, and it's a bad look for the league as well when your primary player fouls out 9 minutes left into a game.
Yeah, and the foul wasn't even on him.
And the foul wasn't even on him, and you haven't gone to clarify that. Like you haven't gone over and go, okay, this guy is the premier player. Let's make sure we've made the right call.
But Bogut didn't blow up at all, which. Part of it is...
I think he knows that these refs are turd.
I think so as well. Like, he's quite sedate now. Like, just like, whatever. Like, we have to just deal with it, whatever. I don't know from here if we start to blow up more. like either way, it doesn't look good. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like we're in a position now where we're still top of the league anyway. Like we can't now start going, well, can we call these games better, please? Like we're already winning. It's kind of, we look a little bit salty now. We've talked about the refs for what, like 20 minutes nearly, like complaining. Part of me goes, yes, there's a real issue here, but part of me goes, just stop complaining. Everyone has to deal with it. Suck it up.
Yeah.
But it really hurts the way we play, man. Like,
Yeah, it does. We play a kind of physical game.
And I feel like we dial it back once the fouls start coming.
Yes.
And I feel like other teams don't dial it back, but they seem to get rewarded with more hustle plays and stuff like that. Where, like we've seen it in past games where Lish kind of fouled him on the floor, and you're like, well, no, he didn't. But
No.
what the hell was that all about? But it was mainly that third quarter where they pushed away. I think they made the lead 20. We still shot 7 of 12 and 2 of 6 from 3.
Yeah.
58%, 2 of 5 from mid range, and 5 of 7 from the paint. So I felt like we didn't play terrible.
I just think,
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
I mean,
it's a hard.
your premier center gets fouled out, your backup center gets fouled out, and then you've got to go to your third string center. And if that's the case with two guys, and none of those guys have an elbow. I haven't seen Turner yet with the elbow.
Nah, I don't think he shot a jump shot. I think it was a layup that he shot.
Yeah, so I haven't seen Turner's elbow game, if it is there. I don't believe it is, though, from watching some of the scouting reports. So we've got 3 guys with no elbow, and we've got 2 guys in Harry Froling and Daniel Johnson who can stretch the floor.
And even Wiley can shoot threes.
Yeah, and it's just like, well, we kind
what
of...
could you do against that?
What can you do? What can you do? It's one of those games. What can you do? Luckily, Melbourne lost, and we're still top of the table.
It's kind of... It goes beyond individuals too, and I think there's a structure issue there too.
Yeah.
Where like the set rotations that Gaze is employing, like not to get all, come on Gaze, you sort your coaching out, but the set rotations he always goes to has kind of created this situation where Deng Deng gets 15 minutes in this game. You know what I mean? Like, no. Deng Deng gets 15 minutes in this game.
Yeah.
For these reasons, he just gets these minutes. It's like, no. Pinot comes out at this time. He comes in at this time.
Yeah, it's
he
too
gets this minutes,
regimented.
he gets this here. And it's like, no. Deng Deng is going to fit in this game. You need to go to him for these reasons.
Yes.
I feel like Gaze he's kind of created this situation by himself. It doesn't help that like Newley's 3-pointers fallen off a cliff. Kevin Lish couldn't get anything going in this game. I think there's game factors.
And Bogut wasn't really a scoring option this game either as well, and did not rebound the ball very well.
Yeah,
but again,
did he have?
high
2 rebounds total.
Yes.
Wow, that's a mauling, really.
Yeah, it is. It is a mauling.
So David Ware grabbed 4 boards. I thought David Ware played really well in general.
And that dish initially, David Ware, like the quick 1-2.
That
was
Bogut.
great. Yeah.
Why can't we see more of that? The little tic-tac-toe. I'm really surprised we don't go to more of that because
we don't, because we play a high arc game. We play Bogut at the elbow, and we've got some really fast guards that can move the ball quite well and quite quickly. We just need to get better in transition, I think.
So I wonder if a more oversized player, like someone like Bowen, I don't know if Bowen has the passing ability, but we need like a 6'6" guy who can be a bridge between the guards and the forwards and handle the ball.
I would have plugged Bowen in the 2 at this game. You plug Bowen in the 2, and we've talked about this. We've got a slow team. Got 2 fast guards, and then they get down. They're like, "Oh, hurry up, guys! Come on, come and join us for an offensive set."
Or I'll pound the ball here while we set up something, and you go get over there and sort this out.
David Ware's quite quick. He's not like explosive, but he's quite quick across the floor. Kick it slow as anything, but he's 35. We'll give him that. He's a floor spacer, and he shoots the 3 ball. But we really need an oversized guard, and that's a big issue. We need an oversized guard. I would plug Bowen in the 2 spot, get Deng Deng in the small 4, David Ware at the 4, and play Bogut at the 5, potentially Turner at the 5 now, who's a bit quicker, younger, and you have this fast-paced team that can break out in transition. Because Adelaide are a great transition team.
Yeah.
Wiley on the move is unstoppable almost.
And that was the main thing that hurt us, which was like catching the ball inside and off of one dribble and 3 or 4 feet from the hoop. They were just getting too many looks where there was space for people to do things, and that's kind of, we said it before the Illawarra games. Well, I think we outlined like Adelaide was that one team who inside they had the three big men to take us apart. Whereas Illawarra, when they beat us in Illawarra the first time, they showed us a different, less funneling to Bogut and more just going at Bogut's body.
Yeah.
Whereas in this game, it was like they knew how to move Bogut out of the way. They just said, we can move here, we'll set screens here, we'll set a switch here, and we know Bogut's there, we'll run action right here and get a layup basically every time. Or Wiley off 2 steps will get a dunk because he's coming off a rub screen in the lane. Adelaide, we marked as someone who does that to us, and we've got to be going back looking at the film and going, all right, we really need to scheme up defensively and work out how we can get around this defensively, because some of these teams are going to now start to work out that, if we don't funnel all of our offense into Bogut, who's blocking 3 shots a game, we're going to have a lot better night. And not every team has 3 guys like.
No,
Foley.
they're not. So what do we need to do? We need to play a faster game. We can't play that slow game waiting for guys to drag through in transition. They're a fast team. They're powerful. We need to get them on the break. We need to be smart. You can get smart fouls off them on the break, because the play will break down. They'll put arms in the lane and you'll catch them fouling. We won't do that with 2 fast guards and 3 slow forwards.
Yeah, it was interesting seeing Turner. I mean, I don't know. Like Gay said in the post-match, he's been brought in to provide a specific role. But then watching that performance, I just kind of went, what role is that? Yeah. Because we kind of really need a shot blocker when Bogut's off the floor. And apart from that, we need probably an oversized guard. I don't think he's going to play at the 2. And he can't really block shots. Or he hasn't really shown an aptitude yet to block shots. So what specific role is he really providing us here? Yeah. I'm not 100% sure. Which is a worry a little bit, because who knows where this roster is going to go sort of down the end of this season. But if you look at the ladder itself, Adelaide, there's a real chance if we finish first, we're going to play Adelaide or Brisbane. Yes. I think we got them, we got more of a chance against Brisbane than we do against Adelaide.
Yeah. Because Brisbane will just chunk up threes all day.
Yeah. But anyway, we'll go through a few more. Randall, he played well, 23 points, 7 of 12, shot 58% from the field, 3 of 4 from 3. Again,
Adnam got exploited a little bit on this game.
Well, defensively, he's just kind of small and fast, and a lot of switching. I found a lot of the time, Randall, you just see Randall guarding a guy on the post, and you're just like,
why?
How did that happen? Like, and then you go back and you watch it again, and you're just like, they switched all the way around, and they had 2 guys on the weak side, and Randall had to come back and guard that guy, and that's what they exploited. And then you just went, can we sort that out? But that's a tough thing. Like, that's a really deep kind of coaching thing to sort out. But I thought he played well. He heats up, and then we go, right, someone else want to have a crack? No. Get out of Randall's way and let him just go to work. You know what I mean? Like, it feels like this team, even though it has it in its back pocket to go get out of Randall's way and let him work, they kind of don't do it.
No, they don't.
It's kind of strange. I still would like to see him doing a lot more dumping off of the rim. We don't run. Randall's going to the hoop and he draws a triple team and there's an easy dump off at the hoop. Like, we don't see it. Like, Adelaide were just doing that all night. Yes. Like, Sobey would drive in and do it, and then Congo would drive in and do it. And then Wiley, it looked like he was going to dunk, but really just dumped it off to someone who was there because everyone went up for the dunk. And just all night, man.
Smart
Tease
plays.
Was doing it.
Smart plays. But Deng Deng played well.
Yeah, I thought he did well in that garbage time. He shot a nice 3-ball. It's that roster stagger where can we just give Deng Deng 10 minutes? Yeah. Just give him 10 minutes because you want to give this guy 10 minutes just to see where he fits into this. Yeah. But it's not what Gazy does. Pinot's obviously his minutes got eaten by Turner, who I'm not sure he had the best game, but we'll hopefully see more of him. Adnam 10 points. Kick it, shot 4 of 6 from the field, which isn't too bad. 11 points. And then David Ware, I thought he played well, 6 of 10. Shoots the 3-ball pretty well, catch and shoot. I feel like he's another one where I'm starting to go, he's wide open and his feet are set. He's shooting the 3-ball at a decent enough clip to knock him down. Bowen offensively had 8 points, 2 of 3 from the free throw line, missed his only 3-pointer, 3 of 4 from 2. Not sure how to get him going, to be honest. Just Not 100% sure how we fit him in driving as a drive and kick scorer, driving and getting to the basket. It kind of isn't working that well for him. And then Newley, again, 9 points, 3 of 7, 1 of 4 from 3. I feel like in this game he didn't get enough transition looks at the hoop.
It says we're paused on the King's dime. The live stream has broken down, unfortunately.
Oh, no. Boo. What happened?
I don't know.
Boo earns. We'll have a look at that, and then hopefully...
we're back up.
Oh, no, we're back.
Yeah, we're back. Do you want to go into the games for next week?
Yes.
We have a preview. We've got Brisbane Friday night, 7:43 p.m.
Yeah, what's up with this? Their website's just all over the place.
Strange. That's up in Brisbane. It's on Fox Sports if anyone's watching. Good game. Brisbane, highest 3-point shooting team. Teams that do that don't tend to do too well against Sydney. In saying that, they've been a little bit up and down. What are your foresight thoughts for this game? They're just coming off a big win against Cairns. Not really saying much, but Cairns have been somewhat hot of late.
I did watch Cairns and the Breakers that overtime last night when I got home from basketball. I don't know, like they don't seem to have the big men. Like it was very clear very early on in that game where it's like, all right, they have no rim protection. Just give it to Bogut, let Bogut go inside, bang, done. Yeah. Whereas in some of these other games, especially like Melbourne, Perth, and then Adelaide, Illawarra, it's like they have an array of big men to throw at Bogut, which will put him off his game. Mainly, I just want to see a reaction in this game. It's an away game. What do we play Saturday to Friday? That's a pretty good resting turnaround. Watch the film, break it down. We've got to see some more Ray Turner and hopefully how he fits into
the team.
Brisbane has been a bit of a fortress for them, hasn't it?
Yes.
In terms of home support. So it's our first away game against Brisbane, I believe,
I think so, yes.
So mainly just, a reaction from this game is what I want to see. I don't know if we're going to get that. I really don't know. Like, I feel like there's something flat about this team where momentum doesn't seem to go their way unless everything's going their way.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't have those powers to stop momentum not going our way. And once it does slip, the lead seems to go from 7 to 20 quite easily. And you just look at, like, obviously in the Perth game, we did well to come back and win that game. But, what about you? What's your thoughts? Anything?
I think we need to play the perimeter, play a lot more banging inside. I would really like to see a fast lineup at some stage because Brisbane are going to come out fast. We have the transition plays to play it. We can play Dang at the small forward, Brian Bowen at the 2 spot. Play a fast, big unit for 5 minute stretch. Just don't have the same 9 minutes in the first quarter. Pinot comes out to give Bogut a break.
Yeah.
7 minutes into the second quarter, we'll have Adnam on and we'll have Bowen on. It's just the same formula. Like teams work you out. Throw it up a bit, man. We want to see something different. We wanted to see Dangakuth, but that was not to be. But look, I think that they'll get the win over Brisbane. I think just teams haven't played the 3-ball well against us. I mean, I think Adelaide showed how to beat us. Illawarra showed how to beat us, and it's in the paint. Yeah. It's not outside. It's in the paint.
It's that three-man sort of spinning.
Three-man chub.
Yeah, you go at Bogut, and it's not about defenses funneling into Bogut. It's about the 3 men going at Bogut, and all in a trio.
Yeah.
I think it showed really that while Weir tries hard, defense and kick it, they both we don't form a combination of defense down low. Because mainly it goes to funneling guys to Bogut, and I think teams are going to work that out as we go along.
Indeed.
So I hope we really bounce back and show a bit more defensive acumen. Offensive rebounds from 3-pointers has been a main thing for us this season.
Not patrolling the lanes enough. Small ball guys have not been patrolling enough. Enough.
So...
And then we have Perth on Monday, 2:50.
Oh, back to back.
Let's go to that game.
Yeah, we should. That's straight day weekend, isn't it?
It is, yes. Long weekend.
Yeah.
Monday. Let's go.
Monday 2:50?
Yeah.
Yeah, we should go to that.
We shall. I think they'll beat Perth. I think teams have worked out Perth. It's a 3-ball affair. Play some big man inside. Shoot down Cotton. I think that's the team style we like playing against, and we do it quite well. It's like a low-scoring game. let's just see if they bring out something to counteract Sydney. I think Gaze has not evolved. I think some of the other coaches are a little bit craftier in how they've played us when we're coming off of like a back-to-back, playing a lot more Chubb inside game, not allowing the floor to stretch, but being quick in transition. So it'd be interesting to see how they can pull that out and what they will do.
So so Perth in their last 5 are win, loss, 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 win. And we're loss, win, win, loss, loss.
So coming off a 2-loss, we need to win.
So we need to beat the Bullets and hopefully back up and beat the Perth Wildcats at home. It's kind of going to cement, I think, us.
Yeah, how many games
really.
we got left? How many games we got left?
It's still so tight. If you look at the Kings wins 13, Melbourne 12.
We've got 7 games left.
Perth 13, Brisbane
we really
12,
need to win one of
Adelaide
the next
12, Illawarra 10. So we've got to get 2 or 3 wins here to really cement our position if we're going to play playoff basketball.
Indeed.
100%. I think this team can finish on top, but
yeah, it's just they need to change it up a little bit, not too much. It's a tested formula, still coming first, but I think there is some cracks in the armor that's allowing some teams to just pick through with the right play group.
Yep.
Let's wrap it up.
All right. Thanks everyone for watching, or everyone that came along, or anyone that's going to watch. Like our Facebook page, comment down below. On the King's Dime, obviously, thanks everyone for the support, and come along, say g'day, comment, like, share. We're on YouTube.
That's it. Comment while we're live. We like to talk about things. So if you've got any topics, we're more than happy to have a crack at.
Yeah, for sure. We'll expand
Make it interactive
that a little bit later on as well, down the end of the season, come playoff time. We'll try and maybe watch some games that are away and live
might do. Definitely the playoffs. We'll live stream watching it. Yeah, I think that'd be great
if we're playing away games. Yeah.
Yep. Cool.
All right, take it easy, peeps. Peace out. Thanks for listening and thanks for watching. Peace.